And Glendora police need your help to find a 17-year-old boy who's been missing for nearly 2 weeks. Asha Blake live in Glendora now, where authorities and family have gathered. Asha, have police received any tips?
You know, Jason, Glendora police have received about 10 to 15 tips, but they are looking for more. That's why we're doing this story today. Vincent Giovanazzi left home August 27th, and he told his family he was going to the library with a friend, but he never came home.
Very uncharacteristic of him. He always would check in with me or text me. If he was going to be late, he'd call me.
Yvette Giovanazzi and her son Nick and other family members can't figure out what could have happened to Vincent, who's a senior at Glendora High School.
When he told me he was going to the library,
On the phone,
on my cell phone, he called me. He said he was going with a friend to work on a project for school.
Police say when he left home on Thursday, he took nothing with him.
Vincent left his house. He left behind his ID. He left behind his school ID. He took his telephone with him, but he hasn't answered it since Friday the 28th, almost 2 weeks ago.
Police also say his phone had some activity Friday morning, but nothing since. Vincent is described as a good boy, but his friends have told police he may have used drugs.
It's been told to us by friends that he has used drugs that hasn't been prescribed to him. We don't know that right now. We're interviewing his friends and trying to find out or go with that lead.
His aunts have this to say.
Somebody out there must know something. I believe they do. They're not talking. This is completely uncharacteristic behavior of Vincent. We're dying inside without him.
His mother and brother have this plea.
And we miss him and we love him and we just want him home. Come home. I miss him.
Once again, it has been 13 days. Now, Vincent's family is offering a reward for information leading to the whereabouts of Vincent. Go to ktla.com if you have any information or you want some more information on this story. Asha Blake reporting live from Glendora. Back to you, Jason, in the studio.
At 5, a teenage boy mysteriously disappears in Glendora. 17-year-old Vincent Giovanazzi left home for the library 2 weeks ago, but hasn't been seen since. Eyewitness News reporter Gene Gleason is live in Glendora, where the boy's family is praying for his safe return. Gene?
Well, Michelle, this is a family that grows more desperate with each passing day, and they're hoping someone out there knows where Vincent Giovanazzi is and can help find him. Vincent is a 17-year-old. He had just returned to Glendora High School when he disappeared 2 weeks ago tonight.
We're just trying to figure it out. What happened? We're just very worried.
Yvette Giovanazzi, Vincent's mother, says she now knows her son didn't go to the library, did not have a school project to work on, as he said, but she also knows he wouldn't leave home for long without calling.
The time goes by every day. It's hard not to think the worst, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be hopeful.
Police have mounted a major investigation. Yesterday, they used a bloodhound to search the hills of South Hills Wilderness Park, where he and his buddies like to hang out, but found nothing.
None of his friends have seen him. He hasn't been in communication. He's the type of kid who has been, who hangs out with his friends constantly, and suddenly, this date and time 2 weeks ago, he disappeared, and that's what makes us concerned. It's just not your typical case.
Lieutenant Stas says detectives pinged Vincent's cell phone and got one hit the morning after he disappeared. The phone was on in South Glendora, but there's been nothing since.
He was by himself. He has a girlfriend. He has a large network of friends, yet he left the house. He left behind his ID. He left. He doesn't have any credit cards. What cash he has was very little amount of money.
The family's planning a search of their own Saturday morning in Lost Hills Park, and police say they'll help any volunteers who show up. Vincent's aunt says he was talking with her about his future just a month ago, and she knows his disappearance isn't voluntary.
We just want Vincent back. Right now, we're scared because we don't know what happened to him.
If you think you could help, Glendora Police would like to hear from you. Their telephone number is 626-914-8250. And if you'd like to help in the search on Saturday morning, volunteers will gather here at South Hills Park at 7:30 in the morning, and police will be here too to assist. Live in Glendora, Gene Gleason, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Gene, thank you.
All right, thank you, Phil. Have you seen 17-year-old Vincent Giovanazzi? He has been gone for 2 weeks. He's been missing. His desperate family is organizing volunteers to help search for him. We go to Glendora, and Rick Lozano's on the story. Rick, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Steve. And they're asking the public to help out in this case as well. And anybody who wants to join in on that search, which is going to take place tomorrow from here at the Glendora Police Department, to please feel free to come and join in. Now, as you can imagine, the young man's family agonizing over his disappearance, and they have now offered a reward. Now, family members are quick to point out that but for him to have simply left home and not come back is totally out of character for him. No one believes that this is a runaway situation. His family says he was very excited about the new school year. He's now a senior at Glendora High School. In fact, on the day he was last seen, Giovanazzi told his mom that he was going to the library to study. But cameras at the library show that he never arrived.
Vincent called me on my cell phone. I was on my way home and said that a friend of his from school, they were going to work on a project together at the library. I started to become worried because I usually always call him, or he always returns my calls right away, or texts. And after like about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I wasn't getting a call back.
We need answers. We need Vincent home. We are dying without him. We need him here.
Vincent was known to go on hikes in a nearby wilderness park, and tomorrow morning police and family will conduct that search. Volunteers, they say, are welcome to join in. Now, Vincent left home with his cell phone, but it has been inactive for some time now. Police now asking for your help. Vincent Giovanazzi is 17 years old, about 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. If you've seen him or have any information, you're asked to call the Glendora Police Department. Again, the family is now offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to finding him. We're live in Glendora this morning. Steve, that's it here, and we'll send it back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you.
So sad that it starts tomorrow. It's got to be so frustrating for the family today, and it's already been 2 weeks.
It's a topic that troubles a lot of families, and that's teen suicide.
Yeah, relatives of a Glendora teenager who was laid to rest today hope that this story will also help others. Chip Yost has the story.
We'll start this story at the end, the part where the little brother, his mother, and everyone else left behind deal with the fact that 17-year-old Vincent Giovanazzi really is gone. It's a story we first told you about more than a week ago. We watched hundreds of family members and loved ones show up and search for the missing Glendora teenager, still holding out hope he would be found alive. Then we saw that hope disappear, first on the face of the mom and then others. Then we learned why. Vincent had committed suicide, something family members say they never saw coming.
Everybody's wondering, what could we have done? What signs did you see? None of us saw any signs.
None of his friends seemed to see it coming either. At his funeral, the picture painted was not that of a depressed teen. Vincent was instead described as a people magnet, a smart, deep thinker, and a consummate practical joker.
I can remember him personally evicting a kid from his locker so that we could have a special snack locker that he kept stocked with food so that we would never go hungry.
But there were also indications that he may have been abusing prescription drugs, something the grown-ups didn't appear to know about, but some of the kids around him did. Vincent also had pain in his past. His father collapsed and died during a soccer game 6 years ago, but none of that explains why he took his own life. It's a mystery that haunts more families than you might think. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for kids in Vincent's age group. His family hopes Vincent's story helps change that.
I think if the awareness of teen suicide could be heightened in the high schools and drug use, I think Vincent's life, had some meaning in that way.
If you're thinking of suicide and think you need help, one place you can call is 1-800-SUICIDE. In Glendora, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA News.